Welcome to Amazing Trails Yoga Starter Series 21, Day 10. For every multiple of 5, day 5, day 10, day 15, day 20, I said I would give you a nice reward like a stretch class, and today we'll be doing a restorative yoga class. For those of you not following us and you saw restorative yoga on my channel, just join us right in. Restorative yoga is really, really good for the brain, the body, our whole being. And we will start tonight with the breath of life in pranayama, but we will be doing it in supported fish pose. So please take your block. At the lowest level on the block, you put this directly behind your shoulder blades, and you lean back on the first block and take the second block at any height that suits you and make a little pillow for the back of your head. You're opening up your chest, opening up your shoulders. Our feet are splayed out on the mat as if we're in Shavasana. Our hands are pointing, our palms are pointing up to the sky. And we'll do our own pranayama in the fish pose. We will be taking some nice breaths in and breaths out. And I promise to finish the legend of Virabhadrasana. We've been working days 7, 8, and 9 on Warrior 1, 2, and 3. And it had a very tragic ending, and I would like to tell you the moral. There is a lesson to this. So as you relax and take some nice breaths, the same duration coming into your lungs as leaving your lungs, I'll give a little summary. Daksha, the great ruler Daksha, had a daughter Sati who had her heart set on marrying Shiva against her father's wishes. And he really forbade it, and she married Shiva anyway. Daksha went on to have a great celebration, an event, did not invite Sati and her new husband Shiva. Sati went anyway, without Shiva. She went to the party, the celebration, only to find out how unwelcome she was. She was very disrespected there, ignored, and she was so upset with her father that she burst into flames and perished. When Shiva got news of this, he was so distraught that his new wife passed away. He blamed it on Daksha, the father, pulled out one of his dreadlocks, threw it on the ground, and poof, up came Virabhadra. Kind of like a genie, your wish is my command. And Shiva sent Virabhadra to the ceremony to kill Daksha, his father-in-law. Virabhadra went into the ceremony in Warrior 1 with his hands over his head holding the sword. Warrior 2, he took aim. Warrior 3, he sliced off the head of Daksha and carried it back in Warrior 3 position to Shiva. Very tragic, not a very nice yoga story, but there is a very good moral and lesson to this. And that is, revenge does us no good. It does more harm than good. Shiva felt terrible. It did not bring his new wife back. He felt so ashamed at what he did that he did manage to muster up a goat head and place it on Daksha's neck. So Daksha wore a goat head for the rest of eternity for himself. And it made Shiva at least feel a little bit better, but it just goes to show us that two wrongs do not make a right. Do not seek revenge. Let things be. And with that, we'll take another nice deep breath in and out. We're all warriors in our own way, just seeking peace. That's a symbol of being a warrior. It's a big fight and a struggle not to seek revenge. but to go the peaceful way, the peaceful warrior. We will be working on that. Another inhale and exhale. And gently remove the blocks from under your back and under your head, and pointing your toes and bringing your arms up overhead. We'll give ourselves a nice deep stretch. And bring your feet out to the right and keep your hips facing up to the sky, and move your arms over to the right. We're coming into a banana pose, keeping our hips, like I said, directly up to the sky. If you want a deeper stretch, you could take your left foot and cross it over your right. And we'll hold the pose. In restorative yoga, we tend to hold the poses a little bit longer than regular yoga classes. And we breathe into the pose. You're breathing into your left side. Should feel very nice. Restorative yoga calms a busy mind. All the chatter in your brain, in your head, it stills it, calms the talking in your head. It brings peace to our mind. Some nice breaths. And from banana pose, we come onto our side, with our right arm extended, and take your right leg out to a 90-degree angle. You could rest your head on your right arm, bend your left leg at the knee, take your left arm and grab your ankle, or wherever it's good for you to grab, and relax into this pose. It's restoring your body. I am welcoming you to my own backyard tonight. If you've been following me with the series, the day 7, 8, and 9, I was bicycling along the Erie Canal, and it happened to end at 10, which is good. It's good restorative yoga. 360 miles is nice to be ready to restore my body. And all the work you've been doing, going through this series, is really good for you to restore your body as well. And gently letting go of your left foot, bring your right arm back. Take a nice full body stretch, pointing your toes, from your toes up to your fingertips, and walk your legs over to the left and your arms over to the left, keeping your hips facing the sky. And you might want to cross your right leg over your left for a more intense stretch. And take some nice deep breaths into your right side. I'm also doing this at night. There is a reason behind my madness. I like to do a restorative yoga right before bed. I find sometimes when I've done restorative yogas in my gym or a studio, when we were done and we'd have to leave the studio, and sometimes it was winter, and go get your winter coat on and go outside. It was very jarring to go out into the cold elements, or get in your car and drive home with all the traffic and the beeping and honking and slowing down and stopping. If you do this right before bed, you can maybe get a really good night's sleep. And bringing your right foot back, your feet together at the end of the mat, your fingertips up at the other end, a nice stretch. And we're rolling over to our left side now, our head on our left arm. Our left leg will be out at a 90-degree angle. And bend your right leg, bring your right hand around to grab the top of your foot and relax into the pose, into the stretch. And those of you, everyone is different. If you like to do restorative yoga early in the morning to relax your whole body before you go to work, that's great too. When you come home from work, maybe when you're ready to put on another hat after work, another role in your life, you can maybe fit this in and relax beforehand. It's really nice. Very good stress reliever for the body. Gives your body a chance to heal. It improves your mentality, your circulation, your muscle tension. All these systems work together to make a better you. And letting go of your top leg, your right leg. We're rolling over onto our backs and onto our abdomens. Rolling right over, our hands are extended. Bend your left leg and bring it up to the side. We are in a half frog. And looking at the top of the mat, you could put your forehead to the mat, your third eye to the mat. And relax. Lift your chin up, your shoulders, slide your left arm down by your left shoulder, and we're threading the needle under our right arm with our palm facing up to the sky, and place your left ear to the mat. From this position, pick your head up a tad bit, straighten your left leg, and take your right arm and cross it under your chin so that your arms are crisscrossed, and drop your head, drop your chin toward the mat. Nice shoulder opener. Inhaling your forehead up and bringing both arms to the side of the mat. We'll inhale our right knee up. A little bit too much stuff over here for now. Inhale your right knee up so that it is at a 90-degree angle. Extend your arms and place your third eye to the mat. We are in half frog position. Lifting up your chin and your shoulders, slide your right arm back, your right hand back, and lift up your left arm a tiny bit as you thread the needle. You're sliding your right arm under your left with your right palm up to the sky, and drop your right ear to the mat. Picking up your head, you can straighten your right leg back to meet your left, and take your left arm and cross it underneath so that your arms are crisscrossed, and drop your forehead or your third eye to the mat. Inhaling your forehead up, we'll uncross our arms and put our palms under our shoulders. And we're straightening our arms. So we're coming up into Papa Bear Cobra. Nice stretch for the spine. Should feel kind of nice. You can move your hips around a little tiny bit. And slowly picking your seat up toward the sky and bringing it back so that you sit on your heels without moving your arms, or coming into Balasana, child pose. Third eye to the mat. Lifting up your forehead a bit, we're bending our right arm and our left arm so that it touches our shoulders, the tips of our shoulders, and drop your forehead to the mat. Maybe you could touch the nape of your neck. And extending our arms out again. We're going to slowly come up and make our way into Sukhasana, easy pose, cross-legged position. Our hips are nice on the mat. Our shoulders are up over our hips. There's some nice distance between our earlobes and our shoulders. Good posture. Take our palms to our knees. We're going to do some seated cat-cows. So we'll inhale, bringing our shoulder blades back. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, our shoulder blades back, our chest forward. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, coming forward, our shoulder blades back, arching our back. And exhale, arching our back in reverse. In this position, we're just going to make some nice circles, coming around, just loosening up, feeling nice. Putting a little movement into this, our whole body. We could start rolling our head. When we come back, we roll our head around to the back, forward. We're rolling our head forward. Nice and slow. Ear to shoulder, ear to shoulder. And we'll go the other way around. We'll just start with the hips coming around, loosening up. Restorative yoga also helps make us more flexible, put some balance into our lives. We all need a little balance. We're always seeking balance. We could add our head to this, going the other way, so going to the right and back and around, left, rolling our head, our neck, giving ourselves some nice stretches. Some flexibility for the spine, the hips, the shoulders, the neck. And coming up. Take your right foot out so that your feet are pointing to the side of the mat. Maybe you want to extend it a little bit further because you're taking your left leg and you're taking your left ankle right over your right knee. We're coming into a seated pigeon pose, and this makes a figure 4. You could take your left hand and put it through the space that you created, and maybe interlace your fingers on your shins and lean into your left leg, a seated pigeon pose. Should feel pretty nice. Breathing into this. We're all learning how to control our breathing, Breathing the same duration of time on the inhale as we are on the exhale. Some nice even breathing. And coming forward, take your right foot out to the front. Extend your right leg rather, and take your right arm, clasp it around your left ankle, your left arm around your knee. Maybe you could interlace your fingers again. And this is cradle the baby. We'll rock the baby a little bit, opening up our hips. It's kind of fun. Maybe rolling them around, rock the babies. When people hold a baby, they just naturally start to rock and rock. Now take your left foot and put it on the outside of your right thigh. Take your left hand and maybe we can cartwheel it around. That we're tenting, and here's a tent behind us. Tenting our fingers behind us, lifting up our right arm. And leaning forward a bit, take your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. Maybe you could tent your fingers to the ground or just hold it wherever it works for you. And we're looking over our left shoulder. Looking back over to the front, over our right shoulder. We'll take our left knee and place our foot down so that it's facing the front of this mat. And take your right leg now. Bring your right ankle over your left knee. You're coming back into the seated pigeon pose, and this looks like a figure 4. So take your right hand, your right arm through the space that you created, interlace your fingers, hold onto your left shin, and we could lean our chest forward to our ankle, to our right ankle, to our right leg. Nice hip opener. We hold a lot of stress in our hips. So this restorative yoga is restoring all that, helping us to open up our tense muscles, take some stress out of our lives. Let our minds heal, our hearts heal, our bodies heal. And breathing into this. You might hear a little boom booms. It's not thunder. Today's July 5th. Some people are still celebrating, setting off whatever leftover fireworks they might have. And unclasping our hands, extend your left leg and take your left arm and wrap it around your ankle, your right arm around your knee, and we are rocking the baby. This feels pretty nice. Good hip opener, getting us ready for our next pose. Maybe move it around in circles, opening up our hips. It's kind of fun. Out to the sides. This gets us ready for some future asanas we'll be doing, some different routines. Can't wait to get going with all of you. And take your right foot to the outside of your left thigh. Tent your right fingers back behind you. You can maybe cartwheel your arm around to open up your arm a bit. Tenting your right hand. Take your left hand to the outside of your right thigh. You could put your hand on the mat or just extend it, whatever works for you. And we're looking over our right shoulder. And you're breathing. Looking back over your left shoulder. Extend your right leg to meet your left. We'll inhale our arms up. And exhale, leaning forward to forward fold. However way you want to come down, you could take your block, both blocks maybe. Rest on your blocks, or you can come all the way down. Does not matter, whatever works for you. And breathe. Maybe move around a little bit, get comfortable. Again, if you're using your blocks, that's perfectly fine. I just happen to be kind of weirdly flexible. I don't expect everyone to be this flexible. Some of you might be even more flexible. Good for you. Great. We're all different. How boring life would be if we were all the same. And inhaling your way up. And bring one leg up at a time so that the soles of your feet are meeting each other. We're in Baddha Konasana, butterfly. We could flap our wings like a butterfly. And keeping a nice straight back, we're leaning forward and coming down. And again, you could come down on blocks. Whatever works for you. And inhaling up. Now, if you're at home and have a wall, that would be great to go to a wall. I'll pretend that my tent is a wall. We'll improvise a little bit. So come to the side of your wall, and we're coming down on our forearms, and we can lift our feet up and shimmy our behinds over to the wall. And your legs are up against the wall. And this is really good for your circulation. We're always standing on our feet, so your heels are up against the wall. We're always on our feet. It's good to reverse, to have the blood flow a different direction, an inversion. It's really good for your immune system. If you like, you can start to straddle your legs. Your heels are against the wall. They could come down, and you'll feel after a while, gravity will just bring your heels down just maybe a centimeter at a time. Again, they don't have to come all the way as far as this. Maybe this is just as good. It does not matter. And we're breathing into the pose. I'm feeling my heels go down a bit. Gravity is just bringing them down naturally. And inhale your feet up together. Maybe bend your legs away from the wall and come back onto your mat. Wherever you were, right in the middle of your mat, we're coming into Shavasana. A different type of Shavasana today. So take your blocks and we're laying back and we're bringing our soles of our feet together, and take your blocks on the outsides of your both thighs so that your legs can splay open this way. We're taking our arms out to the side, our palms up. And we're breathing into Shavasana. You can remove the blocks if you like, if that's comfortable, or you could support your knees, whatever you like. And our body's absorbing all it has done. It's restoring. And we're taking deeper breaths into our body and exhaling. Remove the blocks and take your left knee or your right knee over the other one. If you take your left knee, drop it on your right knee. Bring your right arm up and rest your head on it. In a fetal position, we're coming back to life. We're slowly making our way back up into cross-legged position, easy pose, Sukhasana. Placing your palms together at heart center. Thank you so much for joining all of us at Starter Series 21, Day 10. Restorative yoga. It's really good for the mind, the body, the practice. We earned it. You deserve it. Just remember the moral to the story. Now you know about the warriors. We are all warriors fighting our own battles. Everybody has some tough times. And just if we could maybe learn to give a little love and not revenge, it might suit all of us better. And please subscribe to my channel. You could get notices, the latest updates, and tell me what you need and want, what you like. We'll communicate. And have a wonderful, wonderful day, afternoon, evening, whatever's good for you, whatever time of day this is for you. I'm going to bed in the tent, and namaste.